kids, I'm here at the hostel in Barcelona, and I'm about to buy my flights to Sarajevo. So I'm going to France tomorrow, and I'm going to start a worldpackers program there. And then I've got to be in Sarajevo on the 29th of June. So I'm going to show you how I book flights. It will be probably a mixture of flight and coach. But I just wanted to show you how I do it cheaply to get the best rate possible to move around Europe. Usually I try to move to like countries, neighbouring countries, but yeah, it's not been working so well recently because I get pulled out to do other stuff in other countries. People call me to go to gigs or to do a volunteer program with them somewhere else. So it keeps me quite flexible, but at the same time spending a fair amount of money. So I'll show you how I do it now. Right, so the first thing I do is I open up Google Maps just because to see what are the main cities around me. You know, I have been in Europe for quite a long time, but it's still like sometimes you don't know what are the main airports around you and stuff like that, so it's quite important. I'm gonna leave from Montpellier to Sarajevo, so it is a bit of a distance, but we'll see how we get by. I like to use Google Flights to purchase my flights. Andrea, why don't you use Skyscanner? I know a lot of people think Skyscanner is cheaper, but just yesterday I missed a flight to Barcelona and I wanted to buy a new flight on the spot. And then I checked the same flight in both Google Flights and Skyscanner was about £3 more expensive. So as a rule of thumb, I use Google Flights. Sometimes I check Skyscanner, but I do recommend Google Flights instead. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check a direct flight. So if I were to simply get on Montpellier Airport, get on a flight to Sarajevo, how much would that cost? So that will give me a rough idea of what the base price would be. I also want to change this into, let's leave it on euros, The dates going in are flexible, but I did say to them that I would be there on the 29th. But obviously if it's a bit cheaper on the 2nd or the 1st, I can obviously tweak the dates with them. So I'm going to start with 29th because we don't want to tweak dates. One thing that is important as well, make sure you put one carry-on bag here because a lot of airlines are now charging you for a carry-on bag. So it is saying a ridiculous 617 euros here, which obviously is not what I'm going to pay. So although it would be much easier to do this, I am going to stretch my journey a little bit, and it will involve maybe taking a few coaches on the way, but I don't care, I've got time. I just want to spend as less money as I can. As little money as I can. That's more English, more correct English. Okay, so the first thing I do is I go in here, and Google Flights got this really nice tool where you can add different airports. So rather, I'm going to leave it here, Montpellier to Sarajevo, and you go here, nearby airports. So it shows you some of the main airports nearby and what would the cost be from those airports. So this is destination airports. I want to change it to origin airports. So I'm going to choose Marseille, Barcelona, there you go. Barcelona, Lyon. Barcelona is a really good airport. It's a hub airport for cheap flights. That's why I'm here now, actually, because flying from Croatia to Montpellier is more expensive than stopping in Barcelona. That's if you don't miss your flight like I did. Okay, I'm not going to Costa Brava or any of that, so I've chosen a few French airports, Barcelona as well. And I also am going to check the destination airports because I could land on a nearby airport and take a coach there. So it's suggesting this airport in Bosnia, Mostar. Okay, let's have a look at that. So it's choosing a few airports in Bosnia and a few airports in France and Barcelona as well. So when we do that, then we get into 188 euros, so that's a lot better, isn't it? It is a 24-hour flight, so probably don't want to do that, but let's just have a look. So it's saying that I could fly from Barcelona, stop in Istanbul, and then go to Sarajevo, but it's an 18-hour layover. Probably don't want to do that, so this is not ideal yet, and the honestly, the price is still not good. If you check the dates as well, it shows you the cheapest flights for that combination of airports. This is brilliant. I have no idea how they do it. It's so complex. So I could potentially, well, on the 26th probably they're not that flexible, but I could potentially leave on the 2nd, and it would be 110 euros. Let's have a look at that flight, just so we understand the possibilities. And that flight is, yeah, this is a more bearable flight, isn't it? Barcelona to Stuttgart, Stuttgart to Sarajevo. And then I would obviously need to take a coach to Barcelona from Montpellier, and I'll be fine in Sarajevo. Cool, so 110 euros, makes sense. But I want to try something else. So I have spent 6 weeks in Croatia before this. If you don't follow me on Instagram, go there because I've been documenting my trip on Instagram. I'll probably start posting a bit more on YouTube as well. But anyway, I know for a fact that you can get coaches from Split and Dubrovnik into Bosnia quite easily. In fact, in Split there were day tours to Bosnia. So I'm going to try a few different airports in Croatia. And also, being in Croatia for that long, I know that Zagreb is a really expensive airport to fly into, so I'm not even going to consider Zagreb. Let's change that. So I'm going to keep my origin airports as Montpellier, some other French airports in Barcelona, but I'm going to change my my destination airports. I'm going to keep Sarajevo. Should I keep it? Okay, I'm not going to keep it because I know it's not cheap, but I'm going to include Split. I'm going to include Dubrovnik. And I'm going to include, does Zada have an airport? Yes, it does. Okay, not going to include Zagreb again because I know it's expensive to fly from there. So I'm going to go back. Oh, what have we got now, my friends? 27 euros. What is this? So, it is saying that I could fly from Marseille to Dubrovnik. It's an hour and 40-minute flight. Yeah, just look at those times as well. These times might be inconvenient because I might not find a coach from Montpellier to Marseille that will get me there at a decent time. But anyway, let's keep that in mind. Do I have anything else here? No. So 27 euros. The day is actually on the 29th is the cheapest day, so I'm going to keep on the 29th. Right, so I found a really cheap flight here that could actually work. I am now going to go and check coaches. The website I use is Omeo, and I will put here, so say I purchased this flight, I would need to go from Montpellier to Marseille airport on the 29th of June. Search. You will think about it. And I've got a few different flights. I'm going to sort this by departure time because we need to be there at a certain time. So we need to be there 6 a.m. Oh, it's 6 a.m. on the 29th of June, isn't it? Okay, so that's wrong. So I actually need to leave on the 28th. Yes, I do. So if we go, I'm checking the latest bus they have. Yeah, it's a bit annoying. I would get to the airport at 9:20 on the previous day and fly on at 6 a.m. on the next day. Or even get there at 9:40 for 8 euros. Could do it, couldn't we? We could sleep in the airport, I guess. Okay, so let's keep that in mind. I'm gonna open another Omeo window or tab to have a look at my Dubrovnik to Sarajevo flight or coach. I didn't check the trains actually. Yeah, 34 euros, not worth it. Usually coaches are cheaper in Europe. obviously depends where you are, but I find that they're usually cheaper. So I'll be in Dubrovnik airport and I want to go to Sarajevo on the 29th, so that's the next day. Okay, search, and we have no buses from Dubrovnik airport. Fair enough. What about from Dubrovnik, Croatia? Obviously that will incur in maybe a transfer bus from the airport into Dubrovnik town centre. We'll check that. So look, they've got 6-hour buses to Sarajevo from Dubrovnik at 4 in the afternoon. The flight would land at 7:40. It would be a long day, but actually it'd be nice to have a break at the airport. Or maybe even take the transfer to town and have a look at Dubrovnik. I've not been to Dubrovnik yet. I could do that. Right, so the final price, if I went to do that, would be 27 euros plus 8 euros, the coach from Montpellier to Marseille, and another 20 euros from Dubrovnik to Sarajevo. That would be 55 euros. You will remember that we were looking at 617 direct, and we also looked at some other options at 110. So this goes to show that you can actually really reduce the cost of your flights if you're a bit flexible, if you've got a bit of time to move around, and if you're not fussy really. Yeah, I'm in my bunk now, so that's why it's a bit dark. But that goes to show that you can actually make flights a lot cheaper if you're a bit flexible. If you don't mind taking a mixture of coach and flights. Also, if you don't mind sleeping in airports, because I will purchase these flights and coaches, and I will have to sleep in the airport. But you know, I'll find a place to sleep. I'll do some work while I'm there as well. And I'll also get some time in Dubrovnik as well, which is always nice. I love Croatia. It's no coincidence that I'm going to Bosnia, and Bosnia's next to Croatia. But yeah, so it's just a few little things, tweaks to your journey that you can make, and it can save you quite a bit of money. You will remember that the original price we were looking at was 617 euros, and we're now at, 55? It's good, isn't it? So yeah, hope that's useful. Any questions, leave it in the comments or whatever you want to do. If you don't want to, it's fine. It's up to you. No pressure. Bonus tip! Right, okay. So, if you're from the UK, or I don't know if you're able to have a top cashback account, not being from the UK, but you can try. You can also get cashback on your purchases when you're buying flights and buses. Unfortunately, the flights I'm buying are from Volotea, which is not a very well-known airline, and they don't give you cashback on that. But they will give you cashback on flights with Iberia, for example. Vueling, I just got some cashback with them. And even like some websites that give you that you can buy several different airlines. They give you cashback on that as well. But Omeo, where I buy my coach tickets from, they will give me 5% cashback. Oh my god, Andrew, but 5% of 20 euros is nothing. What is 5% of 20 euros? I think it's in euro. But you know, nothing plus nothing, well actually no, a little bit plus a little bit adds up to something considerable after a while. So you know, any saving, and it's free money. I'm not doing anything to get this cash back other than clicking this link instead of buying straight from the website. So you know, I like a bit of free money, and I like money. Okay, that's it. Bye!